Welcome back to Joyfully at Home. Today we're going to make a very simple yet traditional fall favorite. We're going to be making a gingerbread cake. It may sound like it could be complicated, but it's really very easy. All ingredients get mixed together, all goes in one pan, very simply topped with some whipped cream and caramel, and it's a big hit at any table. So we're going to start by our gingerbread cake today by using, it's half a cup of shortening. Now, if you don't like to use shortening, you can use softened butter in this recipe as well. But traditionally, shortening does go into this cake and it makes it pretty tender. So I usually stick with shortening for this one. At this point, we're also going to add in a third cup of packed brown sugar, and then we're going to go ahead and incorporate the two of those together. And now you can see the consistency of your creamed shortening and brown sugar together. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our egg. We have one whole egg and a cup of molasses. With this, you don't want an unsulfured molasses or blackstrap molasses. You just want a standard molasses. Any brand is fine. And we'll mix those ingredients together. Get them all mixed well. Now at this stage, your mixture is going to look a little mottled. You're going to see little bits of butter and sugar and everything in there, or you're shortening with your sugars. And that's perfectly fine because it won't smooth out until you put in your dry ingredients. So it's not a problem to have this kind of a texture right now. So at this point, we're going to put in 2 1/3 cups of flour. Then we're going to put in 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking soda, teaspoon of Saigon cinnamon. Regular cinnamon is fine as well. I just prefer the Saigon cinnamon because it has a deeper flavor. And you can then put in your teaspoon of ginger. We're going to go ahead and we're going to mix this together. And as you see, your batter is very thick at this point. Once you go ahead and you have your main dry ingredients all mixed in well, then start drizzling in 3/4 of a cup of hot water. Just drizzle that slowly in as your mixer is running. Just pour that in slowly and let your mixer stay on slow until all of that water is incorporated into your cake batter. Once you have all of your water incorporated into your batter, you may need to scrape down your sides once or twice, and that's totally fine. That happens when you're adding your water while your mixer is running, and sometimes you do need to scrape down your sides a little bit. But once you've gotten your cake batter with your water all incorporated, you can take it off your mixer. And again, this is a thing where I use my KitchenAid mixer, but you don't have to. You can use a hand mixer. You can even beat this by hand. Whatever you have is perfectly fine as long as you come up with your nice cake batter texture, just like this. A nice smooth cake batter texture. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this into our prepared pan, which has just been greased and floured lightly. And then we'll put it in the oven. So now that you're ready to put your cake batter in your pan, you see the pan is got a little bit of a flour base. All you have to do is you can rub your pan down with a little bit of butter, shortening, or even cooking oil spray, and then lightly flour it by tapping a little flour around the bottom and the sides. Then we can put our gingerbread cake batter right in the pan, spread it out evenly. Make sure to get your cake in the corners. And then it's ready for your oven. We're going to put this in a 325-degree oven that's been preheated for about 50 to 55 minutes or until the top springs back to the touch and a toothpick comes out clean with just a touch of moist crumbs on the toothpick is fine, but otherwise your toothpick will be clean and not wet. So now that your gingerbread cake is out of the oven, you can see it looks nice and golden brown, and we'll just take a little toothpick, comes out clean, and you can see it springs back to your touch. The center is a little bit lower than normal. I actually tested this just a few minutes ago just to see how close we were, and I accidentally bumped it just a slight, so it has a little bit of a dent in the center. But otherwise, it's perfect gingerbread. Normally it would be just a little bit more level, but it's all ready to go ahead and chill a little bit if you want it chilled, or you can serve it warm with whipped cream and caramel, however you like it. You can also serve this with vanilla ice cream if you like it that way, or you can just drizzle with caramel and have it very simply. And there you have it, a perfect gingerbread cake for your holiday table.